Okay, well, I want to ask you guys something. Is anyone afraid of dying? Okay, yeah, I thought so. Okay, well, Alan close. I'm not afraid to die. I just don't want to be there when it happens. Ironic, right? Okay, well, it is kind of ironic, but like if you say you don't want to do something, but you're still like put into that situation, right? Okay, well, first today I'm going to talk to you about if you don't want to do something bad, but yet you still go to that place. Or you're just put in a bad situation. Or like, for example, let's say you're on probation at school, right? And you start doing bad, what's going to happen to you? You're going to get kicked out, right? Okay, so first I'm going to talk to you guys about when you're put in a bad situation. If you go to a party and there's minors and there's drinking and there's loud music, what's going to happen? The cops are going to come. And yet you say you don't want something bad to happen. But yet you go. Kind of ironic, don't you think? Or if you hang out with the wrong crowd, you know sooner or later you're going to get caught and you're going to go to jail, juvie, or something wrong. Or like I said, if you're on probation at school and yet you don't give it your all. Like I had a friend who I had for a reading class my first semester, and she would tell me, come on, let's go, let's go. And I'd be like, aren't you on probation? And she's like, yeah, this is my second school already. And yet she was still telling me to leave with her, that she didn't care. And I was like, no, I'm not going to leave. And the third one is, if you know you're not doing something good, then why do it at all? So in my conclusion, it is that why do something if you know that it is going to lead you to do something wrong?
All right, the opening is generally good. I like the way you transition to the quote. Your thesis, I think, needs to be a little bit sure. You do have a point of view. The connection to the idea that you had in the opening was not as clear as it should be. There is a preview. There's a structure there. I thought some of the sentences that you're using to structure the speech seemed a little awkwardly phrased, and I think you need an easier way to paraphrase them or make the point, because they seem redundant, and like I said, the phraseology on them is a little strange. When you get to the content, you've got okay examples. you seem to be going over the same thing a little bit, and because the examples don't get into much detail, they're not always as compelling as they could be. A lot of the times it seems like things are staying at an abstract level, and I think you need to make them a little more practical. On presentation issues, a little low-key. I think maybe you could pump up the energy a little bit. Your gestures, occasionally you've got some hand-wringing things that you're doing there, while you're talking. You're wringing your hands a little bit. You start off, you stand about as far away from us as you possibly can. Let me get up against the back wall there. That doesn't really send a real positive image. And then you're kind of trapped there because you keep going to your notes and you're having to look down regularly. And you just want to get, here's the point I'm trying to make, get it in your head and just talk to us. You're still in this idea, I'm giving a speech, I got to pay attention to this, instead of engaging the audience. And that's where you need to take that extra step and kind of get out of that mode of, let me click off this and click off this and click off this. All the organizational stuff should kind of become automatic for you. That's where we want it to be. So it's something that you do without having to think about it over and over again, and instead you're focusing on the other things more. It's like learning to drive. When you learn to drive, everybody's paying so much attention. I'm signaling, I'm checking my mirror, I'm looking over my shoulder, I'm going when it's safe. They're going through that whole little smog routine that they do. Now I'm 200 feet away from the corner, I need to signal here, I need to move over. And it's all, you're focusing so much on that, and you're not paying quite as much attention to how the car feels while you're moving through the lane. You're not scanning everything to see what's going on. It hasn't become natural and part of what you're doing. So you're kind of at that, you've got the basic skills, but you're not integrating them yet, and so you need to integrate them a little bit more. All right, thank you.